Well, I almost beat the sun up this morning. A little foggy. I've got the skid steer here and left my lights on. The rest of this week's goal is to get the road put in over there and the basement dug for that house over there, stockpile dirt and spread all that out in the front yard. So I brought the skid steer. I've got some pipe. Don't need a huge pipe, but I needed at least a pipe under the driveway so that it'll drain. I'll show you that later. But it's really foggy this morning and a lot of dew on the ground. Let's walk to the woods here and see if it got inside the woods wet or down into the woods, because I think I'm going to go over there and stack the fire up again. Burn what I can. I don't feel good enough to set the whole pile on fire, but we'll go out here because it'll always get wet by the tree line, but that wouldn't set on fire. It's not drenching wet, but I think it's wet enough where the ember will land on it and not catch it on fire. So I'm gonna start the excavator, go over there and rake my ashes out, pile some more brush on it, and go ahead and start. I gotta square up the basement over there and get some grades, start digging. Well, I can't complain that the fire doesn't burn down good, because it's literally just a pile of ashes there with some dirt from the stumps in there. So I'm going to rake that around and I guess see which way the wind's blowing. I could probably do that real quickly. You see the fire shoot out when I did that? That's kind of cool. Sparkling hot. Giant pile of charcoal is literally what that is. Looks like it's blowing in that direction, so it's towards the woods, but I think it's wet enough. I'm gonna go ahead and stack some on there. That's kind of cool, and get some more burning. So I want to try to rake this out. Squeaky tracks this away. That way I can start moving the fire pile down to where I kind of need. I got more stuff to burn. Look at that glowing. That's kind of cool. Glowing hot ashes. Probably need a little small stuff to get going. Not really much rain in the forecast, so I'm gonna take advantage of dewy mornings, I guess. Try to get some more of this stuff burnt. See the smoke for the fog. Alright, I'm going to keep piling a little more on here and then go over there and lay out my basement, and I will get a video of that. Well, I put a fair amount on there, so I am getting rid of brush, slow but steady, but there's a lot over there. Whenever it does rain, I think I'll do another, or I don't know how much I'll keep burning before it does rain, but maybe another fire right over in there or something. That way I don't have to move that stuff so far. Heck, it might be back down in there. We shall see, but that's cooking pretty good. I'm gonna go over here and lay out the basement now. So I'm getting everything laid out on the basement here. I think I got it square. It was square in that direction. Let's see what this one is. So house itself is 30 feet by 60 feet. So you square that off and your diagonal should be 67 feet. Now my tape measure is broke and it's a foot off, so it should be at 68. That's 68. All right, so house is square now. What I've got to do is, let me wind the tape measure up real quick. All right, so house is square now. We decided that the other day that the garage starts right there, 20 feet space, and then 30 by 30 garage pretty much, with a breezeway connecting them. So I got the house square. That really doesn't matter. That's not going to be dug, so that's not critical. What's critical is I get the elevation, so I know that the garage is going to be roughly 50 feet away from the corner of the house, and that's got to be level with the house. So what I've got to do is get an elevation of right here, because this is where that's going to tie into. So let's just use 6'2". That's within 1/4 of an inch. Good even numbers. So what I've got to do is, that 6'2", I've got to see how much it tapers to right here, because this is where front corner of the house is going to be. So 7, that is 8/10. So that's around about 10 inches or so. All right, so that's got to be level, which means this has got to come up almost 10 inches. And then we want the foundation about 2 feet out of the ground above that on the high side, so I can backfill, because everything, as you tell, drains this way. I can get some taper away from the house. So I'm gonna come up another 2 feet. Let's just call it 3 feet. So if that's at 7, all right, if that's at, the elevation of that is 7 feet. If I go 3 feet higher, that's going to put that at 4 feet, which is not on the grade rod. but I know my basement needs to be 10 feet deep so that when they do gravel and concrete, it will end up with a 9-foot ceiling. So if that's at 4 feet, add 10 feet to that, I need to pull the grade rod out to 14 feet, and that will be the grade that I need to start cutting the basement to. So right there, I remember it tied in somewhere down there, flush to the woods. That's why I had to clear that corner out the other day. I got to go back there and start cutting that dirt out. I'm gonna scratch what's left of this topsoil off. Some of this clay can come up here because I've got to fill this in almost 12 inches and probably, let's see, if that was 6'2", this has got to be level. The garage has got to be level with the back of the house, so this is probably going to be 2 feet of fill right here. Let's just do it the cheater way here. Oh, that's almost 2.5 feet. So I can waste some dirt right in here. All this dirt I can throw up here and put in there and kind of level that off. And then the rest of the dirt is got to go. I'm gonna raise the front up right there and then stockpile dirt over there, and then I've got to go over there and build the road. So a lot of dirt to move, but I got a good place for it. And I'll stockpile that over there, so because I got to dig the basement about, I'll probably dig it at least 2 feet bigger. So if they want to shift anything, they have a little bit of room to do so. And then that will be used to backfill around the foundation. So let me paint a couple marks if I can find a can of paint in the truck, and go ahead and start digging. I got my laser receiver for the machine, so I'll get started, and then I can put that on there once I get to grade. So I figured out where my grade started down here, came down here, pulled that out, got it level, checked it with the laser. Now I've set up my receiver on the boom up there, so now pretty much I had to bring the laser down, so I had to get my spot originally and then set the bucket down once I got it to grade there, and then lower that, and my new grade is now 11.8 instead of 14 feet. If not, that receiver was over top of the boom up there. So should be good to go now. I've offset those about 2.5 feet or so, and I'm gonna go ahead and start digging, lay a little dirt up here, and then start transferring everything back that way. Well, making pretty good progress, I think. Got that dirt over there, starting to get a good pile right here. I'm gonna go down there and check it with the stick just to kind of make sure, but everything looks like it's shaping up pretty good. I got to come over here and pull this corner out from this angle. Well, that's pretty much the depth of the house. Then I got to go back and pull. I mean, there's a lot of dirt right there, and that's pretty much everything from that end of the house. I kind of figure it's going to have to come up about 4 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, yeah, 3 feet of taper, and then it'll taper down. So what I'll probably do is go ahead and start cutting that right there and laying that back, because if I cut that, then I got to put dirt back where I've cut out, and that really doesn't make sense. But beforehand, I'll come up here with a skid steer and level this off and make sure I don't need any more dirt up here, because if I do, I can very easily sit right there and throw it over here and put that where it needs to go. Let's go down here and check and see. I mean, it's going to be within a couple inches. I can trim that out with the skid steer and get it a little more closer than that. I was just trying to hog majority of the dirt out of the way. Oh, there's a pile of dirt right there in the way. So if anything, it's a touch low, which isn't gonna hurt anything. That'll give me a little dirt to grade around. Right there where we pretty much need to be. All right, I'm gonna go get some lunch and come back, move some more dirt. So working on the actual basement now, don't mind that flag. I was right there on the edge, and I just wanted a reference between where the house was and where it actually started daylighting out. So what you can do if you forget your marking paint like I did this morning is take your track, and this is, it really only works in a square, but I got my track right here on the edge of where that flag is and where this one was right here, and as you drive it creates a line, and then you just take your bucket and go right down it, and as long as you line up with the track, we're making it bigger regardless, so it's not the end of the world, but it'll keep it somewhat square and in line. So getting down to this red clay, and I'm piling it up right here, and what I'll do, I'll come in here with the skid steer and smooth all that out and just track that in, because that's fill in between where the house and the garage is going to go, just to kind of level everything up and waste some dirt in there, because this had to come up, if you remember, almost about 3 feet. I'm going to keep it pulled back so that they have as much room as possible to work, but go ahead and put as much dirt kind of where it needs to go right now. That to grade, I can kind of eyeball pulling that down to grade, and then I can use the receiver to kind of trim it out from there. Green light's flashing, grade is good. So actually this is flat all the way out. That's why I kept that reference. Once I get the basement dug, I'll go in there and kind of with the dozer and blend that out so that I have drainage from here to run it out. It's going to be a few months before this house is built, and don't need it really holding water in there and saturating everything. I'll grade it out real good. I'll probably put an inch or two of fall on it under the house, just so that it will drain out, and whenever they dig the footings, they can just kind of trim that out, level all that up, make that work out. Just a touch. But I got the skid steer. I'll run in here with the skid steer when I'm done and really trim it out. There, right there. And that's how I make it work. So I'm gonna keep digging, and I'll spread some of that dirt out. Just kind of check some grades. Fire's still burning. I gotta go to right here. Put a little dirt in there, but really majority of the dirt's going from here you know, all that's got to be, you know, raised up. All right, let's go ahead and cut in the first corner here. So I'm trying to take all the dirt and put it in the most logical place so I don't have to move it as much. So this needs to go to the front because it's the closest. And then that over there is going to get transferred back to that corner back there. Now, this front edge right here ain't the most critical because if it's a little bit off, they can just slide the house back a foot. But the width, definitely have to have the width. So this dirt's going to be going, pushing up that way to go in, build the driveway up a little bit, and fill in that edge over there. Edge of the wood line, I guess I'd say. We're going to fill in this corner right here, kind of level it up so that there's not, there's 3 feet of taper across the front of the house. I'm going to make it even, if that makes sense, by filling it in. Back up there and make that corner nice and square. So I'm going to pull as much dirt out as I can on this pass and just get it laid up there, and then I can come in there with the dozer and place it around. Once I kind of get the basement dug, I can kind of eyeball a little bit better and see, you know, where dirt needs to go. Push that around accordingly. Fair amount of dirt's got to come out. Kind of still wish I had my off-road truck here, but I'm not going to bring it all the way back up here to haul a little bit of dirt. Plus, it's not currently usable. Thanks, Mike. No, it's not his fault. It's aftermarket parts that didn't fit. It's my fault. But hopefully I'll get those into this week. And I don't know if I'll have time to work on it this weekend or not. But we shall see. Dry dirt to work with. So I'm just going to let the fire die down. Every little bit I burn is that much less I have to burn when I finally do get a decent rain to burn. If it's all nice and dewy and foggy again tomorrow, I'll probably put some more brush on there. Burn what I can. that dirt to move, and I'm gonna keep on digging on. So I'm gonna go ahead and I brought the skid steer over here and level this dirt off. I need to come up about 10 or 12 inches right here, about 2.5 feet right there. So I'll level that off, spread that dirt out in there, and make sure that I don't need any more laid over. And then I'm gonna start digging that, piling it up there. So let's go ahead and spread this out. All right, bing, bang, boom, that is level. Let's get back in the excavator. I don't think I need any more dirt over here. I think I'm good, so everything else starts getting transferred over here. So I'm baling dirt out of here now, getting it piled up right here, and then I can sit on top of that pile and transfer it over one more time. Probably spread it out with the dozer just so it kind of gets tracked in a little bit. Most of that's going to be stockpiled over there to backfill around everything. You think about it, 2 feet around this whole foundation, that's going to be a fair amount of dirt. So I need to leave a plenty for that. Then we'll waste whatever's left. So I mean, there's going to be a knot left. It's all going to go up that direction. Definitely need to know where the other corner is. Right there. That really does make it nice. I mean, I can get it, you know, with an inch or two, really where it needs to be at. Most time it's about an inch if I really sit here and pay attention to it. But I get it that close, I can come in there with the skid steer, slick it up in no time, and trim it right out. This just really keeps you from being, you know, 6 inches off. That's a lot to cut out with the skid steer when it's this hard. Alright, well, I'm going to keep moving this and flip that over and then start digging some more. making pretty good progress. I'm gonna go ahead and come down here with the skid steer. I got a little rough spot right here where I was leaning a little more than I wanted to, and grade that out. Still got all that corner to dig out probably tomorrow and take all that dirt, spread it out. That's probably enough dirt stockpiled over there. I may add a little bit more, but then the rest of that I just got to take all the way up there and fill all that in. So I'm going to come down. Actually, I'm going to go over there and cut that corner out, and then go ahead and jump on the skid steer and slick all this up. So made really good progress today. Fire's burning down nicely, and it's getting pretty late in the day, so I'm gonna wrap everything up. Got a lot of the basement dug, got the dirt piled up here, and then spread that out for the garage right here, trying to get that leveled off. I started raising this up because this was 12 inches lower than the garage, so that needed to come up, and then we'll do another 2 feet over top of that to get the foundation height. And I'm gonna start wasting this dirt in here and filling all that in over there. Tomorrow I still got to dig all that out and spread all that dirt up there and put the road in with that, so that's going to take quite a while. But yeah, shaping up pretty good. I'll probably end up cutting that down a little bit more to get a little bit more drainage and everything. But all in all, the basement is coming along pretty good.